Today we have got a treat for you. We are at the Shelby factory, and those of you that know anything about cars know Shelby is one of the most iconic cars of all time. Carroll Shelby, he's the one that challenged Ferrari and won, and just did some amazing innovative things with cars. Today we're going to tour the factory, and we're going to do it with Vince, who is the VP of Operations and the designer of the majority of these cars. So let's go meet him. Hello, hello.
Hey!
Hi. Mr. Atomic, Dr. Atomic, Sir
Howdy, everybody.
Atomic.
I get to turn this phone off. They call me all the time. Dr. Atomic.
We got to say thank you to Dr. Atomic because you set this up for us, which is very, very kind.
I have the key.
This
There's
is
the
a very famous guy here as well. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tom Barnard. Nice to meet you. Been working with Shelby for, 30 years now?
Yeah.
Building the Shelby CSX cars and still doing it with Bill.
Amazing, amazing.
We got lucky to get him.
And Vince, if I'm not mistaken, you're the guy that designs these
Yes,
cars, right?
I'm the Vice President of Operations, Senior Designer, Head of R&D, and Chief Test Driver. So you find in a company like Shelby is a small company, so we all wear a lot of hats. So I picked the best hats off the wall and put those in my office.
That's the way to do it. A little bit of trivia for you. So back in, it was about 2000 through 2002, I used to play golf with Carroll Shelby.
That's awesome.
What a gentleman and a good golfer.
Well, would you guys like to see what we can do around here?
Yeah, we'd love to.
All right.
Show us what you've got.
Well, let's start out. This is our Heritage Center. What we like to do is just kind of show everybody where we came from. The name Super Snake is one of the high-end Cobras that Carroll did back in the day.
Super Snake?
Yeah, Super Snake.
You ever heard of that?
That's what we call this here is a Super Snake. So this was Carroll's twin Paxton supercharged, dual 4-barrel cross ram 427. There was only 4 of them, I believe, built. One of them went for a swim in the ocean. Carroll actually built one for Bill Cosby. Carroll got his car, he goes, here you go. He goes, I'd like you to fire it up and go for a drive. Got in the car, fired it up. He was like kind of unsettling because when you sit in a 427 Cobra, everything's happening.
Yeah, it's like a helicopter, right?
It's like a helicopter, everything's moving right. So anyway, so he got in the car, took off, went around the block, came back, got out of the car, handed Carroll the keys and says, I will die in this car. He says, I don't want it. The biggest problem with the style of the car is about 130 miles an hour, they hit basically a block wall aerodynamically. So to get him to go any faster than that was really a problem. Peter Brock took our standard 289 car and he actually redesigned a body for it. That way we can go over to Europe and we could race the Ferraris. And actually it was kind of a Corvette car to beat the Corvettes. But anyway, we took a car that could only do 130 miles an hour to over a 200 mile an hour car.
Wow.
With nothing changing but the body. So
That's exactly,
that
just
was
goes
really
to show
cool.
you what aerodynamics really do. Downforce.
Exactly, yeah. So Carroll was the kind of guy that, we used to say, he surrounded himself in hot rodders, and that's what Carroll did. He found the best people in the field, and he would work with those people to build his business where he wanted it to be. If you're gonna win races, you gotta be with winners. Tom was one of our Cobra builders that was just amazing. So he would build the race cars and everything like that. And some of the fastest cars, you guys are holding track records that are still today modern track records that were set by Cobras.
That's crazy,
back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen what you worked on at Atomic. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah.
This is one of the last 289 cars. So when the cars were first built, they were AC Bristol with a 260 V8. A little bit later, they came out with a 289. This is a 289 car. So this is called a street car, so it doesn't have any side pipes or anything like that. And this car here, as you notice, has an automatic.
So I would say contrary to where certain cars are going now, an automatic version of this is worth more than the stick one?
Yes, because it's rarer.
Because in Ferrari, it's the opposite way around.
Yeah. So you hung out with Carroll a bit.
I did.
You know how he was,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So anyway, Carroll was
Very picky.
Very fond of women.
Yes.
So anyway, so if Carroll was going to take a girl out and have her drive one of his cars, would he have a stick car? No, because she couldn't drive that.
Yeah.
So amazingly, there's an automatic car.
So basically it was built for that reason.
I'm not saying that. And
You
that's
just
not in
did.
history. This is all original car, just the way it was. This is an expensive car. This is over $1 million car. This is one of only a couple cars left. This is how they started. We call this a slab side. So it doesn't have any flares or anything like that. This is just how the cars were.
This resembles to me a British sports car.
AC
from the
Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an AC Bristol, basically. Yeah.
It's
so
amazing,
and what this is this is, like I said, this is where it all started. And then when he started building the race car stuff, then it started getting a little bigger flares, a little bigger tires. This is a 427 car, so this is another continuation car. So
What does that mean? What is a
so
continuation
a continuation car. So a lot of people are out there, they build a kit car or a replica car just like a Shelby.
Right.
Okay. We build our own cars and they still have a CSX number. So CSX number is the number that goes into the registry. So Carroll's first car was CSX 2000. So now every car after that has another number. This is a 4000 series car. So this is a fiberglass car, and we actually put a new 5.0 in it. So instead of having the early 427 where you got to work on the carburetor and you got to make sure everything's running right and everything like that.
So injection.
This car here, fuel injection. You get in the car, you turn the key, you go to the mountains, you go to the beach. It doesn't matter.
So a continuation car is built with
All
Shelby parts.
all Shelby specs, all
Okay.
Shelby parts.
So
Yes.
it's not a kit car.
It's not a kit car.
Okay.
No, it's a continuation
So how
car.
do you feel about kit cars?
Everybody has to do something for a living.
Right. Yeah.
So why not? So here's the way I look at
It's
it.
an homage,
I-
right? It's flattery, really.
Yeah. So I've been building and designing here for years. When I see something on somebody else's car that I know I designed, it's flattery. Yes, that's what it is.
So something like this, what would the price be on a car like this?
Around 200,000.
It's a gorgeous looking car, isn't it, Adam?
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
This is a fiberglass car. Nice thing about a fiberglass car, you can drive it everywhere. You don't have to worry about people leaning against it, rock chips or anything like that. Now this is an aluminum car. So aluminum cars start out as a roller around $160,000. And then this one here, we actually put a 5.0 in this one also.
What horsepower is this?
A little over 400 horse.
And what does one of these weigh?
Engine and transmission, you add that in. So, you know, you're around 2,300 pounds. So this is an aluminum 427 car.
Gorgeous,
right here.
right?
All polished. So you
Unbelievable.
don't want to touch it or anything because it'll actually mark.
Right.
This is how the original 427 would have looked. This is all aluminum, polished aluminum. It takes about 400 hours to polish them out. And then we take and we mark off the stripes and then we sand in the stripes is what we do. These are 500 plus horsepower cars. A 427 has a lot of torque. So when you give that throttle, it's going to start spinning the back tires.
Right.
Now people get afraid and they let off the throttle right away.
That's when you get the problem.
Yes, because the motor slows down as fast as it speeds up.
Right.
It's an art to learn how to drive one of these cars.
What is this one worth?
Well over $500,000 car.
Stunning, right?
This is how I would spec it if I had one.
Yeah.
This is how you'd spec one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a copper car, and there's only a couple of them. Now this has got the 427 SOHC
Wow.
motor in it. So this has got the early NASCAR motor in it. That's a lot of motor in a little car.
I bet this thing sounds insane.
Oh, it does. It's very nice. This is a $1 million car, easy. We just did this one to show the craftsmanship of the people that built it, you know what I mean? You look under the hood,
Made of copper.
see all the pieces that are all welded together? So that's what it looks like when it's first put together. So you can imagine how much work it is to get all the dings and dents out of it and
make
then
it
polish the
perfect.
outside
Yeah,
and make
yeah.
it perfect. So this is a Daytona Coupe, and this one here was to compete against Ferrari. We made over 200 mile an hour car. Now this car here is a fiberglass car. We sell these air conditioning, heating, 302, you know, just a nice car everybody can drive every day. The top's a little higher on this one here. Anybody
can get
fit
in
in
it.
the car, yeah.
This is one of my favorite ones.
How much
Yeah.
are these?
These are probably around 180. We also make continuation GT40. Problem with the original car, which wasn't really a problem, but they were all monocoque aluminum chassis that were all riveted together. Okay, they're all smash rivets. So when the whole chassis is all built, you could only race it probably about 3 times, and then the chassis would start getting loose because of the torque and everything of the
rivets
car.
would- yeah.
Rivets, you have to debody it, re-rivet it, everything like that. Now on this car here, what we did is we built the same style of car. The only difference is we use steel panels instead of aluminum panels, welded it all together with exactly the same panel size, design, everything.
So it didn't break.
So now we can go ahead and put 700-800 horsepower in these cars, and we don't have a problem. We don't have any twisting or anything. The car lasts forever.
So you build these now?
Yes, these are actually built in South Africa. And then they come over, and then we have a shop in California that puts all these together for us. Superformance is the name of it.
How much is one of these?
You're gonna have about 250,000 in it when you're done. You can get them all the way down to about 160 or something like that. Used ones out there. Yeah,
I can see you driving one of these.
So I've actually driven a Superformance Cobra.
Oh, okay, yeah. They build two specs. They build a Superformance car, which is all their proprietary stuff, and then they also build the Shelby for us. So they use all our suspension, our chassis, everything like that. So you can buy either a CSX number car, or you can buy a car that's almost exactly the same, but it's a lot more inexpensive.
This has got to be one of the most brutally beautiful cars
It's
I've
gorgeous.
ever seen.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
They're fun. I run that one on track, and I got another one that I run on track for a customer, and they'll get you.
I'm sure
They hang till they don't. And the movie Ford versus Ferrari, this is the sister car to that. Exact paint job, everything like that. They only built 3 of these cars. This one here was never raced or anything. This is actually a car that was built. It was in the back of the shop. The guy bought the car, restored it all. I did a bunch of work for him. These are the original doors off the first car, because there wasn't no doors for the car. The first car was in a bad accident. It was kind of a Can-Am style car, but it never really made it. It's kind of neat to look at to see the history, you know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Working for Carroll through the years was so enjoyable because he always wanted something more. If we did a 500 horsepower car, he wanted 600. And once we did 6, he wanted 700, 800, you know, those kind of things. So toward the end of his life, 2012 or 11 actually, it was 10, 11. He actually he came up to me and he said, Vince, he says, I want a 1,000 horsepower car for the street. He says, I want to have that 1,000 horsepower. He goes, but I don't want it to look like a supercar or anything like that. I want a sleeper. I want something that you don't even really notice as a performance car. He goes, once you get next to you, he goes, and then once you nail it, he goes, I want you to be able to see what just happened. So this car here, we did a Kitty Bell supercharger on it, took the hood and raised the hood up 3 inches, but still made it look like a factory hood. Did some carbon fiber splitter stuff, did a full race suspension underneath, 9-inch rear end, those kind of things to make it to where it'll handle all the horsepower. The biggest problem I had was all of our stuff is 50 state legal. I could only get about 970 horse out of it, 50 state legal. So I had to walk into Carroll's office and say, Carroll, I says, I can't do 1,000 because I can't make it legal. We can't tune it more than what we have it. Well, that ain't gonna work. And I go, but you live in Texas. I says, so we can build a Brown State car. I says, as long as it's registered in Texas, we're fine. Well, damn it, get to it, he says. So we went out, changed the tune, well over 1,200 horsepower.
Really?
So yeah, 1,000 horsepower to the ground. So we started having problems with twisting axles and doing all kinds of stuff. Did a lot of testing. He went out with me and did some testing, but we tried to keep him out of the car as much as possible. Because I wanted it to be a surprise for him.
Okay.
Okay. So I got the car all done. Had a film crew out there that day. Got a bunch of great pictures. Some of the best pictures I've ever got of me and Carroll, because we would sit in the car and we would just talk like we're talking, and we would talk about where we're going to go, what we're going to do, how the business was, all that kind of stuff. So it was some of the greatest pictures of me and Carroll in the car. Got him out there. We had a great day. Got to experience. We were doing a $140 down the straightaway. Just a great day. He got out of the car, went home, got sick, went in the hospital, and never came out again. So this is the last car that Carroll rode in. I was the last guy to give him a ride in the car.
So that'd be like 2012?
2012. And I was able to actually give him what he wanted. He got his dream of his 1,000 horsepower car.
That's amazing.
So this is one of my favorite cars in the collection, just because of the history and what it meant to me.
And there's only one of them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did do a couple 1,000 horsepower cars, but this is the one that Carroll rode in. This is one of our collectors bought the car, but I won't let him take it home. He's got to leave it here. The first Super Snakes. This is the first Super Snake. that we built when we started rebuilding Super Snakes again.
So you start off with a regular Mustang?
Yeah, we started out with just a regular GT500, and then did a custom hood, splitters, full suspension, rockers, leather interior, engine upgrade, exhaust upgrade, a wing in the back, wheels, tires, package. So when I was doing these cars here, I was just learning how aerodynamics work and stuff on the Mustang. These cars here, I was actually with these high scoops like this, we got to a point where we were bringing too much air into the car and we were loading it too heavy. We were having a problem with tunes and those kind of things. So I started changing the way I did it. So all the new cars nowadays, I use more of a vacuum and I run it down through below, and I try to keep it out of the air intake areas basically. So this one here, I started getting into more exotic stuff, carbon fiber hoods, a lot of carbon fiber on the car, take the suspension on the car, change all the algorithms on the car, change the spring setup on the car. So we made the car to where you could actually drive the car on the street. Once you put it into race mode, it changed the algorithm, and I had a double spring in the back to where I have a sock spring and a hard spring. Once you hit about 130 miles an hour, the downforce of the car would actually lock into the second spring. Now we have the race suspension that we're looking for the track. So you're able to take this car here and run it at 200 miles an hour, and it's very comfortable.
And that's purely done from downforce.
You're
able
done
to
from
compress that
downforce
first.
and also changing all the algorithm in the suspensions.
Okay.
So there's a suspension box in there that actually drives the shocks. So compression rebound is all electronic.
And you're able to soften it enough to hit the crossover.
Yeah, I was able to change it. Change the parameters of it to where we got it to where when we drive it on the street, it's more like a stock car. We drive it on the track, then it has a more of a track suspension. This is one of the early 350s. So 350, when this 2010, when they first came out, they had the taillights that came way in. I wasn't really happy with that. So, and I didn't really like the reverse lights in the middle of the taillight. So I changed this completely. This is one of the first cars I did in a clay studio. So we had a clay studio at the other place. I still have a clay studio here. But anyway, on the back of the car, so we still had reverse lights. I wanted to put a little vintage in it. So I used 67 Mustang reverse lights in it. You know, bring the exhaust out in the center. On the front of the car, I wanted to kind of stick with some of the early 67, 68 style front ends. So you see some of the ribs and stuff like that show from the early 67s, the way that the opening is. One of the early cars, this was actually my car here. The early ones, I did a steel grill all the way around with a little clip in the middle. Those kind of things to kind of tied in the original car. I always liked the 69 style hoods, so I put a little 69 style hood in it to kind of tie it into the Mustang. Designed to stripe with the 350 in it. Those kind of things just to kind of bring it into, what I was trying to achieve is putting some of the old into the car into a new car. You know what I mean?
Nostalgic.
That's nostalgia, kind of tie it together. So that's what this one here. These are beautiful cars. Carroll had a friend, Don Prudhomme, which was a drag racer. Carroll used to give him, sponsor him blocks and stuff like that back in the day. He came back one day and said, Vince, I'd like to do a Don Prudhomme edition. So what I did is set the car up with full drag race suspension, got the car set up the way we wanted it, and then built the car around that. I wanted to leave the front end down, the back end up, because that's the way the weight transfer worked on the car. Gave it a nice drag wing in the back. Took the rocker in the back. It's real small in the front, real big in the back to where the car looks like it's level to the ground. I did a tilt front end on the car just to make something a little bit different. So that gives it kind of a neat look. When I was a younger guy, I used to build a lot of custom cars, and I always built tilt front ends for cars. So I thought, you know, what the heck, I'm gonna throw that in there. But what was fun about this car, so the tuner and everything that we actually built for the 1000 car actually went in this car here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a street car that would run 10 second times is what we tried to do. So that's what this was. So it was a really fun car to building all kinds of parts. These are all handmade parts.
How many horsepower does this have?
So this one's right around 900 horsepower. So when you look at the car, it looks really long in the front. I wanted to kind of give the funny car look.
It looks like a funny car from the front.
Yeah,
but
so
from the
only
side, not so much, right?
Exactly, yeah. So what I tried to do is, so I messed with your mind. So what I did is I moved the headlights in 3 inches, put vents on the outside, did a smaller grille, and then brought the cowl up over the windshield, so it looks like a super long front end. But the front peak of this car is exactly where the factory car is, and you still have the same ramp angle as the factory cars, so you could drive it on the street.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's little things. I like to do little things in design to make your mind see different things.
Yeah, it's
you know
like
what
an
I mean?
optical illusion.
Yeah, so let's look at some of the new cars and we'll walk out back.
Okay.
All right? So 2026, we decided to do just a few different things. In 24, when I started designing this car, I'm usually 2 years ahead of time when I start designing. So I saw this car, it needed a deck lid on it, nice deck lid, so I made a nice wing for the back of it to change the back of the look of the car, kind of give it some depth, give it a nice look. This is the GT350. So this is our car, this is kind of our, like the beginning of the line. We have the 350, we have the Super Snake, and then we have the SSR. So the nice thing about the 350, it's a great California car, a convertible. It still comes with 810 horsepower. So
810 horsepower?
810 horsepower.
This has 810 horsepower?
Yes, sir. So I decided...
I thought the 350 would make 350.
No. See, the way I look at it, the guy always gets the cool car. So why not have his wife have a car that has as much horsepower, if not more, than what Papa has? You know what I mean? These cars here, aluminum rims, Borla exhaust system, leather interior, built a custom aluminum hood for the car. You use the stock front fascia, but made a new grille, new openings, a 3-piece front splitter for the front, openings for the coolers and stuff on the car. So just kind of open the front of the car up. When these cars come from the factory, they're really closed up.
What do these sell for?
These are about 110.
They're not that bad.
Yeah, about 110.
What would a regular one be?
70.
So $40,000, you get a lot.
You get a lot. Yeah, you get a lot.
A lot.
Everything changed.
You never see these like out and about. They're very rare cars still. You know,
So-
it's not like you go to every car
Yeah.
show and there's a million of them.
Yeah, so we have 300 dealerships across the U.S. So we build only 2 for each dealership. So that's all we do on these. On our other cars, so my high-end car is SSR. That's this car here. This is my track car. So the SSR car, I only build 100 of these a year.
Is this road legal?
Yes, street legal car, 850 plus horsepower, magnesium wheels, carbon fiber fenders, totally redesigned front end on the car. This is a wide body car, so a 13-inch rim in the back with a 335.
This would normally come though with a regular seat, right?
Normally with a regular seat, yes, This is my test and track car, so I'll go around the country.
It's another way of him saying it's his toy.
It's my toy.
Yeah.
So this car here, I only sell 100 of these a year. So we put the car up for sale. Within 24 hours, we had 400 people on the list. Right now, there's 630 people on the list for 300 cars. So not everybody's going to get one.
And how much is this one?
This starts at 250. So, but this is a full coilover car and everything, and I'll explain that when we get out. Another thing is, when people do wide bodies, they do wide bodies. A lot of them, you'll see like a big thing in the front right here. That way the gas door will open. Well, what I did is I put my gas doors on sliders and make it to where it'll go ahead and open. It won't hit the quarter panel. I leave everything stock and factory on the inside. Then when you close it, just got a magnet that holds it.
Why doesn't everybody do that?
That's have you
Because not
patented
everybody's
that?
me.
Has that got a patent on it?
Yes, I do have a patent
Yeah.
on that, yeah. So just about everything. I patent my fenders, my hoods, quarter panels, all that kind of stuff. So
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
That was 11 o'clock at night, waking up going, I know what I'm gonna do. I want to be able to take a factory car and a wide body car and put it butt to butt and get back 30 feet and look at it and have it look like the same car. You know what I mean? I don't want that obtrusive big look. You know, when you're behind it, I want you to be able to see it. The reason I did these is because we have to get the traction to the ground. We run a 305 up front and we run a 335 in the back. So this car here pulls 1.5 G's in the corner and it's a 200 mile an hour car.
Wow.
I mean, so the thing runs great. So there's, and things, special things I do for cooling and a lot of different tune things that we do. So we don't.
They still have a warranty?
Yes, 3 year 36,000 on every car.
Do you do all of your own software calibration, or do you work with another aftermarket
I work with.
tuner?
I have one person on site right here, and then I have another company that I work with. So same with when I design a car, same way. I'll design it in clay, pop molds off of it, take it to the track, test it, make sure it's fine, and when I'm happy with it, I'll bring it back, finalize it, scan it, send it to a computer team that I have. I have a design team in Chicago, and then they'll go ahead and do the surfacing and everything, and then we'll go ahead and make the parts that way. Then the parts come back on the car. That way I get all my gap parts correct, everything like that. So everything is engineered on the car 100%. Things like the rear wing, I didn't find a rear wing that I wanted for the car, so I made my own. When I did it on the Super Snake, it actually sits down a lot lower. I wanted to be able to utilize the rear deck lid because that does work. The way the air comes over the top out of the hood, it actually hugs the car, and this mirrors it, and they both run exactly the same. So we give a nice downforce without too much. You don't get dirt and stuff built up on the back of the car. We're actually pulling air through, and then use these areas right here as my downforce on the car. This car here with the bigger front splitter, the wing 3 inches higher than the Super Snake, gives me about 400 pounds of downforce on this car. All the rear diffusers are all open, diff coolers, 5-inch exhaust tips, a lot of carbon fiber on the car.
Yeah, I think the exhaust tip need to be a bit bigger.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. Well, why don't we walk out in the factory and take a look?
Let's do it. Wow, this is wild.
So
there's those 5-inch exhaust tips.
Yeah, So this is this was a Super Snake. I'm turning it into an SSR right now.
So quick question.
Yeah.
So can somebody bring their regular Mustang to you when you do something with it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, there it is.
There was. So we're pretty much out of it. We had 20 through 20 to 23. We had some KRs left. They're all gone now. So we only build a certain amount of cars per year. So even though we didn't finish those cars, we will finish them. So we do have a couple programs where you can bring them in and get an SC or something like that built on your car. So you get a CSM on your car. But most of them are already all sold up. So I don't have that option anymore.
So why are you converting this from one to another?
So this is another track car. This will be another shop track car is basically what it'll be. So let's walk over and look at a customer car right here. This is actually,
look at this place. It's pretty wild, right?
yeah.
This is every workshop's dream.
Yeah.
Let's go by on the other side over here. First, you can kind of look at the back. You can see how big, how our rear diffusers work, our rear diff coolers. On the back over here, all the carbon. So I had a lot of problem with rock chips and stuff. I tried to get rid of all that stuff. So I made a nice little splitter, a little rock chip that sits on the back right here that ties in with the splitter in the back. You can see it's a full coilover car. So what we did is we eliminated the springs on the inside, turned it into a coilover car. So the nice thing about a coilover car is we've taken the spring where we got to run 500 pounds, so we can run just a couple 100 pounds on the outside. We can get a lot better adjustment. I've got a rebound. I have compression adjustments on it, front and back. I've taken all the bushings out of the car. We use all ball joints in the car. So it's a full track car. We tie all the chassis together on it, front and back. It's a wide body car. The way that we run air through here, we're actually bringing it to where we start a nice swirl. We're sucking air out of the back tires. Another thing we do is, there's a roll cage, I'll show you in another car. that actually ties both these suspension parts together. So these shocks are actually tied to a crossbar that runs all the way to the other side that's tied into the roll bar. The reason I do that is because when you mount a coilover shock to a standard shock area, the shock area is not made to take all that load. So the back quarter panels are going to move, the inners are going to move. So we didn't want to have that problem. So we go ahead and put a bar across, tie it all together, make it a nice square frame in the back. We have something tight to tie to, plus we tie it into the roll cage, tie it into the front. It just takes and tightens the whole back of the car up to where any adjustment we do on the car, you actually feel. So same thing in the front. Carbon fiber fenders, they're all vented. So this here, we're evacuating heat out of the engine compartment here. We start right here in the front.
The whole fender is carbon fiber?
Yeah, all carbon fiber. I'll show you, you can feel them. They weigh absolutely nothing. So we start bringing air in the front, massive ducts in the front for transmission cooling, oil cooling, both sides. So we give you provision on this side here to run another cooler on this side. Factory Ford, they take and put the PCM in the way right there. We relocate the PCM, relocate the water bottle, those kind of things, to where we can actually get balanced air going through the car. Plenty of air through the radiator area, the lower. These are brake ducts straight into the brakes. See, look, you just look straight through there and see the brakes. So all the braking, this is dual intake air system. The way the front end's designed, the way the hood's designed, right now on track at 140 miles an hour, I'm 8 degrees above ambient air temperature under hood.
Wow.
So what that means is, if somebody else has exactly the same tune as our Shelby does, we're out there on the track with them, I'm gonna have 15 more horse than you are, and I'm gonna get you in the corner every single time, even though you got exactly the same thing I got, just because the aerodynamics and the design. So we take a lot of time to do that, to make sure everything works correctly. Carroll told me a long time ago.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most educational videos we've ever done. I mean, seriously, this is fascinating.
Yeah, it was funny because Carroll told me a long time ago, he goes, Vince, he goes, I love the way you design my cars, but do me a favor, never ever put a scoop, a wing, or glue anything on the side of my car, because that's not what I'm all about. Because if it's not performance and it doesn't have a purpose, I don't want it on my car. A lot goes into these cars. 1,000 horsepower axles in the back, long studs on every one of the wheels. So the reason we run long studs is because we were doing testing. We run 12 hours on track, on and off with heat with factory studs. We were actually having stud failure because it contract and you know what I mean, from the brake heat and stuff like that. So we decided to go with just the ARP studs all the way around all the time on every car. The cars that come in for the SSR car, which is a Super Snake R. So it's Super Snake race version. So we start with the Dark Horse platform. So these are just factory cars that just came in. You notice things on their cars where there's no air that goes through, you know what I mean? The way we change everything on the front end, we bring so much of everything all the way through on a car, where these ones here are pretty much closed up. When you see this blue car down here, everything that's off of this car is everything that gets replaced. So he's already done the suspension on this car. He's already done the springs, he's already done the brakes, he's already done the sway bars, got the whole front end off. So everything that's off will be changed. He'll put a new radiator in it, a larger radiator, heat exchanger in the front, 2 fans on the heat exchanger, things like, so remember the other car you could see through? See, on these cars you can't, because he hasn't redone this yet. So this bottle will come off, this PCM will be turned around, shoved up against the side, and then another bottle in the side. So that way we balance the cars out. It's very important at high speed that you have a balanced open car.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah.
And Vince, how much of your development stuff gets fed back to Ford? Are they taking your ideas and applying them to production cars?
Well, yes, they do.
That's awesome, as they should.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool is we've worked together a lot of times. If we find something, I find a metallurgy problem or a hub or something like that, I explain it back to them, you know what I mean, those kind of things. They like my rear deck lid so much they use that on their new car this year.
Did they ask you?
No.
It's
okay. It's a give and take, you know what I mean? We do everything we can, like we always say, we do everything we can to polish the blue oval. You know, so we want to work together on everything. Everything starts down at that end there and runs all the way down the back of the shop. So as it comes out, this is pre-assembly down here. So what pre-assembly does is they're going to put all the front fascias together, the rear diffusers, the hoods, all the pieces and bits and pieces together, all the rockers, and then they put them on these carts, and then the carts will roll out to the cars. So these are set up for next week. They're starting to do next week's cars. So, and then as everything comes out of paint, it all gets polished. So as it comes out of polish, it goes into pre-assembly. So this is a polish area right here. When you put weight on a car, the thing you have to do is you got to balance the weight out. So you have to figure out where you're going to pull the weight off. So since we put a supercharger in the front, we went with the aluminum hood, and then we do carbon fiber fenders.
It's like
paper.
It's like 2 pounds.
Not even a pound.
It's not even a pound?
No.
Feel this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's got body work and paint and everything on it, so that's a heavy one. So anyway, that way
crazy.
That way we can go ahead and we try to pull as much weight off the car as we can. So we try to, like I say, try to balance it out. So the SSR car with a wide body, with a roll cage in it, supercharger, everything like that, is only 130 pounds heavier than a factory car. So we've eliminated so much. The wheels on the car are made out of magnesium. They weigh 19 pounds a piece.
I do love your wheels.
Yeah,
the
you
wheels,
like that?
Yeah, the wheels you put on
What
are
do they
great.
weigh each?
19 pounds.
Well,
And that's 19 pounds unsprung weight.
That's 19 pounds unsprung weight. So we're deeper into the corner before we have to use brakes, and we're faster out of the corner because we have less rotating mass. And then we have a paint department. We have 4 spray booths. The parts will sit here for a day before they go over to polish area. So you'll see it's a complete car. They do complete car sets is what they do.
So it's the same paint across the entire
Every
car.
piece, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that way it's all the same color. And then we have 2 more spray booths over here. And what we did with these here is we put them back to back. You can do a car on the other side, a car on this side. If you're doing one color and you want to open the doors and do clear on everything, you can.
Oh,
so
that's
basically
cool.
it's either 2 booths or 1 long booth.
That's awesome.
After they've been primed, then they start working on stuff, getting everything ready for paint, retaping all the fixtures, everything like that, so everything's clean every time. All of our wings, so like
to tape the stands each time to make sure it's
so like the carbon fiber wings, feel how heavy that is.
Nothing.
they catch with it.
So we try to do everything, like I say, everything lightweight, but very strong. And then we do aluminum hoods. When you stamp aluminum hoods, they always have a little bit of an imperfection.
Yes.
So that's what these guys here are doing. They're doing all final little body work, stuff like that, just to make sure everything's right before it gets over into primer. When I'm making a new car, making new parts or whatever, this is my fiberglass fab shop, and then also parts that people don't make that we make special. We make them in here. So we do things like some of the early wide body kits, but these are like our rear seat deletes. These are molds for rear seat deletes. The way we run the air underneath the car, these are our rear diffuser parts. And then the front pan that goes underneath the car, I run reverse NACA ducts and stuff like that people don't run. So all the stuff that we want to make a little bit better than everybody else, we just make our own parts. That's what they're doing right there. They're working on a mold right there for the underbelly for the front of the car. So when you look under the car, I want it to look like a factory piece all the way through.
Right.
I don't want to look like anything is aftermarket. So all the wide bodies are made out of steel. So we make them out of steel. They're exactly the same steel as the body. And then you can see how much wider it is than factory. And then it has we cut all the inner fender wells out. We'll walk over to the wide body shop and I'll show you that. How everything works. And then like I say, even the gas caps and everything, they do all that stuff first. Get everything all set up. This is getting ready to go over to paint right now. I have another off-site paint shop that only does wide body SSRs. So that's all they do. We do 100 of them a year out of there. No other work at all. So when we paint the car is totally taken apart. The doors are taken off, everything like that. So when you get the car back, It's a complete paint job. Door jambs, everything. There isn't any separation lines or anything. It's a complete paint job on the car. All the quarter panels, these are already all trimmed, ready to go. So they're all made out of steel. So when I designed them, I put in all the mounting and everything for all the factory clips. So all the factory clips, the factory rear fascia and everything clips right on this car. So everything's factory, all those screws, the clips, the brackets, everything is factory. He's just starting to do a rubber seal on there, and you can see that we don't disturb anything underneath. We glue all of our quarter panels on. The reason we do that, people weld them on, but there's a coating on the inside of the quarter panels, and it'll actually burn that coating off. And if you're in like Chicago or someplace where there's a lot of humidity, it's actually going to rust from the back out. So it's always going to do that. So I don't want to have that problem. So the glue that we use, 3M structural adhesive, works beautiful for all that. They've been gluing cars together for years with it. When we put it on, these guys actually use tape to hold the quarter panels on. They just put it on, tape it on, and they're designed to where they fit perfect onto the quarter panels. I'm a stickler for everything to be perfect. So the front fenders you saw are 1.5 inches wider than a factory fender. So you can't use a factory fender well. You could, but it doesn't really fit very well. So what I did is I made my own inner fender wells and then do my own venting and everything like that in them. So they look just like stock fender wells. It's exactly what it would be as a factory one. So we make them to where they're not aftermarket. They're a factory piece. So it's all the little things like that. You put them together, and then you have a very nice product. So we go the extra mile to make sure that everything is correct. We do all our own front end alignments. We mount our own tires.
These are all the takeoffs?
No, these are ready to go on cars. These are cars coming in next week. So you can see how wide the tires, 305s front and back. We reeled so the Super Snake is a square car. That's 305s front and back on those. And then the SSRs are a 305 up front with a 335 in the back.
That's enormous.
Yeah, all the way up to 345 if you want. So anyway, that's our house.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for this amazing tour. Incredibly educational, informative. Guys, you need a Shelby. I mean, you need a Shelby.
Do you need a Shelby?
Probably. Yeah. Dump everything you have, get a Shelby. If you're in Vegas, you've got to come down to the factory here.
Yeah, come down and visit. Come down, talk to us. Everybody's open here. Like I said, we're a big family. When you come in the door, you're part of the family. So we're here to have fun. We're a bunch of car guys building cool stuff.
I wouldn't have known you were a car guy.
Yeah.
Vince, thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Atomic.
Yes, thank you guys.
Big thank you. Without this man, this wouldn't have happened.
And Tom, yeah.
Tom is a legend.
Yes.
So again, thanks to all of you, and you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, buy a Shelby. We're in it to win it. Goodbye.